Serious black police officers of Reddit. What is your perspective on the relationship between the black community and law enforcement? Serious replies only. Share 17 14 55 171 comments sorted by best. Leave a comment. Auto moderator 13H attention. Serious tag notice. Jokes, puns, and off-topic comments are not permitted in any comment, parent or child. Parent comments that aren't from the target group will be removed, along with their child replies. Report comments that violate these rules. Posts that have few relevant answers within the first hour, and posts that are not appropriate for the serious tag will be removed. Consider doing an the request instead. Thanks for your cooperation and enjoy the discussion. I am the bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns. Vote reply. HOSTETLM6H. My best friend's dad is a black cop and I have spoken to him about this a bit. He thinks this issue, like pretty much every other issue in today's society, in the US at least, is presented with only two possible solutions that are both extreme and silly. He acknowledges that there are plenty of bad cops, both racist and not, but an overwhelming majority of good cops who do good work and believe their duty is to keep everyone safe. He also believes that even good cops, regardless of race, have implicit biases that are incredibly difficult to overcome in the middle of a split-second decision. However, he points out, many of the incidences that are making the news are not caused by split-second decisions. They are a product of blatant racism, stupidity, or poor training, often a combination of two or three. As far as solutions, he thinks doing nothing about this issue is stupid, and he thinks defunding the police is stupid. He thinks that the screening process and education requirements to become a cop need to be far more stringent. This is not a new issue we are dealing with. It has been going on for decades, and we are fortunate that some attention is being brought to it, albeit under horrific circumstances. He does not question his career choice in the slightest. He is saddened to see how a seemingly apolitical issue has turned the country against itself. 493 reply. I'm Dragon Fist 6H. The worst part is the bad ones legitimately make the job so much harder for the good ones. My wife's uncle is a state trooper, white, so not entirely relevant to the discussion, who constantly has to clean up other officers' messes. 83 reply. Deleted 5H. 52 votes. Buckhurst 3H. A better screening process makes sense, but only works if there are more applicants than jobs. I've read that this is the case for many police departments, so they end up taking people that probably won't be very good due to a lack of other options. Does anyone know if this is actually the case? I'm sure it varies by location. For reply. Kitten Rice 3H. He thinks defunding the police is stupid. If it meant what it seems to mean, he'd be right. Defunding means reducing funding in order to spend it on something else. We need the police. We don't need them to shoot a person because that's all they know how to do when responding to a wellness check on someone that's been called in on a suicide risk. 911 should have the ability to send out people that are trained to deal with the situation, and not have their only option to be to send a hammer for a squeaky toy. Defunding the police means reducing their funding in order to increase spending where it's needed. Executing drug users is needed, helping them is. 21 reply. Grow 427 3H. We don't need them to shoot a person because that's all they know how to do when responding to a wellness check on someone that's been called in on a suicide risk. Don't kill yourself or I shoot you in the head. 5 reply. Kitten Rice 2H. You're kidding, but it.
A semi-automatic rifle HMM. You're aware that civilians can purchase military-grade weapons just without the selector, including CAV, although not sure about the plates. This issue is caused by a blatant and obviously lack of training, especially in CQB and non-lethal solutions. Most of these incidents I see officers use overwhelming force or lethal force individuals with what? Knives and a taser. So many non-lethal options and your first choice is to reach for your weapon. Are you that scared? Is your training that insufficient? 3 reply. Ludmeet_3H. So how would the police respond to calls where an active shooter has military-style rifles themselves and they only show up with handguns? There has been multiple instances where this has happened where the cops were inadequately equipped. 2 reply. Sabertha King 3H. Please link me instances where police were inadequately equipped to handle any situation because I am not aware of any. 2 reply. Ludmeet_2H. https://bangor.com2010/04/30/new/state police to receive new R15 assault rifles/ https://www.huffpost.com/entry/Houston shooting R15_N_574EFD52E4B0C3752DCC134 https://www.policeonconpoliceproducts/firearms/articles/4ways PDS can justify a patrol rifle program YLOIDJFHQIWWHQP/ https://www.timesconlocal/lano/lummy North Hollywood shootout revisited 2017-23 HTML/STORY/HTML. More of the 2010 era thing and was the primary reason for arming police officers with long guns since they were facing criminals with long guns themselves. Feel free to look up more on your own time. 8 reply. Let alone the _banana 2H old one, but still. https://wikipedia.org/1986_FBI_Miami_shootout. 3 reply. Sonjan Thades 3H. You are much less likely to kill someone without military-style weapons or guns in general, because it takes more effort and thought and is not a split-second decision. Yes, you can seriously injure someone, but the killing would be far fewer. Look at countries like the UK where most cops don't carry guns. They also don't kill nearly as many people, even though racism and racial profiling is an issue among their police force too. It's one piece of the puzzle that would save lives. 4 reply. Lirasana 2H. I definitely think it's preferable if guns were scarce to begin with, like in most of Europe. The issue is that there are such insane amounts of weaponry in the US that it would be impossible to remove guns from police unless the country is gunless. This goes into bigger questions like gun laws and constitutional rights. It's also worth noting that this doesn't fix the root problem at all, which is police brutality, etc. It may even make those guys more neurotic and trigger happy if they are less equipped. While removing guns may eventually lead to a safer society, the UK proves that there's still a deep issue with record knife crimes. The issue is deeper, but it's still a good step IMO since a knife is less lethal than a semi. 3 reply. Advanced 24M military-style weapons still need to be available to the police when the situation calls for it. Raids on armed gang house is much more common in the US than here. Terror incidents and riot response still require armored vehicles, rifles and gas. What you need in the US is tighter selection, longer better training and a purge of shit cops. Defunding will do the opposite of all that and leave social workers less protected. Yes, police don't carry guns here though transport police, nuclear and rapid response etc. do, but they are very different. But that also comes from a country where guns aren't carried by criminals either, which takes a ban and decades of enforcement of weapons bans across every part of society along with not having porous borders. Basically, you've got decades of work to do, and the solutions will come from diligent long-term fabless work, not meaningless slogans. Vote reply.